CYT-Crypto episode. My name is Stephen Aitchison, and today we'll be going over the markets. We'll be looking at what's happening to Bitcoin, what's happening to Ethereum, XRP as well. We'll be looking at that, charting them, and see what's going on with all of them. Are we going down big time, or are we going to stay at these levels or go up? So I've got a case for Bitcoin possibly going up. I'll show you that as well. And Ethereum possibly bouncing from these levels as well. So stay tuned for that. I want to thank everybody in the free group and the premium group, especially all the premium group members who have just joined us as well. Welcome to you if you've just joined us. Great to have you here. With premium group as well, a lot of people don't know this, is with the premium group membership, as well as getting all the calls that I've showed you before, you're going to get something called a 10-minute spotlight. Video section, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 recent 10-minute spotlights. So I've done one on sharing as well. It wasn't called the 10-minute spotlight. I've done a few others as well, just highlighting hidden gems. So the first one I did was looking at Ethereum. It's not a hidden gem per se, but it was a 10-minute spotlight just to make the case for this going up kind of big time. So this was a 10-minute spotlight back in 31st of January, I said, when it was $182. This is a price today, $250. The next spotlight I did was for Constellation. It was up to 141 Satoshi at the time, 30 million market cap. Today is still 30 million market cap and it's 142 Satoshi. Still a big one. I think that's going to make a big move this year as well. Uptrend was another one. It was a market cap of 121,000 with 35 Satoshi. Now it's 447,000 with a market cap with a price of 55 Satoshi. So that was a big move up. And Coty called that at 2.3 million market cap with 122 Satoshi price, and now is 6.4 million market cap with a 215 Satoshi price. So up almost 100%, certainly more than that in market cap, but in Satoshi value as well, up 100%. So if you're a member of the premium group, you're going to get the 10-minute spotlights a couple of days before I put them onto YouTube as well. In fact, I've just told the premium group this morning of another one 10-minute spotlight I'm going to be doing. There's going to be another one this week as well, and I'll tell the premium group about that as well. So they'll be coming out this week. Watch out for them. Okay, over to the markets. What's happening in the marketplace just now? So we've got a market cap of $282 billion. Now it was below 280 billion, and it's lost about $20 billion over the weekend. So it was a big kind of dip for Bitcoin and Ethereum and the others as well. So we lost that 20 billion, but is starting to pick back up again. And we'll look at the Bitcoin chart and the Ethereum chart in a second as well. So we've got a Bitcoin price of $9,810 at the moment. We've got Bitcoin dominance slightly going back up again, 63.4%. If we want the alts to do well, that'll probably come down again. Who's the winners and losers? We have Hedera Hashgraph is back up again, 11.86%, is the only one in double-digit greens. Other ones in greens you can see here, we've only got about 6 or 7. FTX token, MadeSafe, Centrality, REN, Leo is up as well, and Paxos Standard, True USD, they're not up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6% they're up in the green in dollar value. That's because the dollar value of Bitcoin's gone down, but we'll look at Satoshi value. It's not that much different actually, so they're still going down. So there's a sell-off happening across the alts as well. So who's the losers in the top 100? We have Komodo down 18%, Golem, Steam, Hypercash, Status, Decentraland, Omisi Go, Bitcoin Diamond, Pundx, 0x, all in double-digit reds. A lot of them in double-digit reds, to be honest. So 94% of the top 100 coins are down today. So it is a down day, it is a red day, but we expected that. It's a pullback that we expected from Bitcoin, from Ethereum, and from the other big alts as well. So we'll have to remember that we've been going up for the last 4 weeks or so we can expect a pullback. Okay, let's look at the Ethereum chart just now. You can see here we broke out of 2018. So this is a big symmetrical triangle. We broke out of that for the first time in 2 years. And we can see the upper resistance line that was being used previously. It was broken, and that line is now being used as support. So you can see here it's kind of came down to that level and kind of bounced back up again. As long as Ethereum stays at this level, here just now, round about the support line, I think it's going to be okay and we'll bounce back from here. This is going to be the support line and it's going to bounce back from here. Now, the longer we go on, that support line is going to go down in price. So it could be that Ethereum comes down to 224, 220, down to $200 by the middle of May. I don't think that is going to happen. And we're going to have a new structure for Ethereum very soon because of this breakout. So for now, this has been used as support. Until we break that support, then that is what we're going with just now. That's the play we're going with just now for Ethereum. And it's still looking good. For me, it's still looking bullish. Now, we have come down and broke this 7 EMA as well. You can see this green line is the 7 EMA. But we've only just broken it just now and we're still on this daily. So if we can stay above this $256 line on the 7 EMA, then it's looking even more bullish for Ethereum to bounce back from here. However, if we move down and we break through this support line, we could be going down to about $200 again to come down to this 50 EMA. And I would imagine that is where we're going to bounce from there if it breaks that line. But for now, I'm still bullish. I'd be accumulating at these prices. I'd be dollar cost averaging for Ethereum because the future, you have to think about the future for Ethereum. It looks extremely bullish for the long term. We're talking about $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 and upwards from there as well. In my opinion, do your own research, put your big boy pants on, big girl pants on and all that. Okay, let's look at the Bitcoin chart. Just now we have the ascending channel. We have broken out of this ascending channel. I showed you this last week. And this, we've only just broken out it today. So if we need to get, for Bitcoin to kind of stay bullish, we need to get back up to this 9,950 level. And for this to be a buy zone. So this here is a buy zone, in my opinion, if it manages to go back up to 9,950. Now, if it breaks lower than this throughout the day, then we're going, it looks as if we could go down to the 9,000 area. And then after that, we're talking about 8,900, 8,800 area for the next support line. But it looks bullish because we're in this ascending channel just now. A lot of people will be panicking about the price going down to 9,800. But if we can manage to climb back up to 9,900 at the end of this day, then that is a buy signal for Bitcoin. So we have to be careful though. Obviously, if it stays below here, then it could be that we're going down to about the $9,000 range. Long term again, not worried at all about this. This would be an accumulation for Bitcoin. And it could go lower than that as well, 8,400 as well, lower than that. But I don't see it going below 8,000 again, to be honest. But we'll keep an eye on that as well. So I'm bullish still on Bitcoin. Okay, let's look at some news, some headlines. Binance applied for operating license in Singapore, which is a big market, confirms CEO Changpeng Zhao. So Binance applies for license. This is from Crypto Potato, the largest cryptocurrency exchange by trading volume, has applied for an operating license in Singapore. CZ confirmed the news in a phone interview with Bloomberg. He said that the local regulators have been open-minded and outlined his company's quick reaction. We have already applied. We submitted the application pretty fast. Binance's Singapore entity has been in close touch with the local regulators, and they've always been open-minded. So this is a good news story from the point of view if you're going to invest in Binance. Binance are expanding all the time, and the Binance price does not, I don't think, reflect what it's doing just now and the money it's bringing in just now. So I still think Binance Coin, BNB, is a brilliant opportunity to buy. Trump administration could allow tax-free investments in Bitcoin. This could actually be huge. So a senior official for President Donald Trump has suggested that a new stimulus package could include tax-free investments outside of 401k. So you know, in the 401k, or if you're in the UK and you're SIP or something like that, you can't really invest in Bitcoin and it be tax-free, for example. There are ways around it. In the UK, we've got something called an ETN, and you can do it, trade it through a SIP, your own self-invested pension plan, and you could do it by an ETN and it'll still be tax-free. You get 25% tax on your pensionable age, and you can do it that way, and you can do self-invested ISAs as well. So the suggested tax savings would ostensibly act as a buying boost for the stock market and potentially other investments like Bitcoin. The proposal, according to Larry Kudlow, Director of the National Economic Council, would allow the creation of a general savings account. This would include retirement, healthcare and education savings in a single account. And the implications for Bitcoin investment are widespread. So long as funds remained invested in the savings account structure, Bitcoin could be bought and sold without tax liabilities. So this could be huge for kind of investors like retail investors like you and I. It could be really, really big. And it's something we've been looking for in the UK as well. We've not got it yet. We're having to trade through ETNs at the minute. So we can do this kind of pension plan that we've got as well. So that would be fantastic if we could get, because they're trying to do away with the ETNs as well in the UK. So that's potentially going away. So we might not be able to do that in the future. So something like this would be great in the UK and Europe and kind of Australia and Canada as well. So it's looking more and more bullish kind of for Bitcoin as well. Max Keiser raises his Bitcoin price target to 400,000. So this is Max Keiser on the Alex Jones show from InfoWars. I don't know if you know Alex Jones. I think I've watched a lot of his stuff and I do like Alex Jones. But American broadcaster Max Keiser continues to spread the word about Bitcoin by visiting the InfoWars headquarters in Austin, where he met America's most famous conspiracy theorist, Alex Jones. And he said, for the first time in 8 years, I'm raising it to $400,000. That's my new official target. So it was previously 100,000 for Bitcoin. That's what Max Keiser said when Bitcoin was at $1. So Keiser, one of the earliest Bitcoin proponents, who claimed that the leading cryptocurrency could eventually go to $100,000 when it was trading at just $1. Hence, one shouldn't simply discard his latest prediction, even though it might sound unrealistic. So the good news, Alex Jones, is that Bitcoin at $10,000 or $9,300 is equally attractive. It was at $100. So saying it could still go up big time from here. So it's just as attractive as it was at $100. And I think that's never a true word spoken there. Crypto games, this is a big market as well. Been talking about this over the last few months, about games on the blockchain. And I think this could be really big, but for a specific reason. So crypto games are a market in the making of its own fortune. This is from Cointelegraph. Since the release of a game called CryptoKitties in November 2017, the concept of non-fungible tokens has been rooted in the minds of developers and crypto investors alike. So NFT, non-fungible tokens, it means it's a token that cannot be changed. It cannot be broken down. It just cannot be changed at all. So it's like buying a painting or something. You just cannot change a painting, but you can sell it on and sell it for higher prices, etc. So something like that, but think about it on the blockchain as well. So that's what non-fungible tokens are. Very, very, very simply, usually an ERC-721 token. So the ERC-721 standard has become popular due to its convenience. It defines the minimum interface required by a smart contract to be comparable to the management, ownership and sale of unique tokens. One of the cases of this using sort of token is for game characters. So we all know about these kind of game characters, and you can buy specific items for the game characters as well. And this is why cryptocurrency is going to be so good for the gaming community as well, because they're all used to, they're already used to buying tokens with kind of digital currency, just not cryptocurrency. But now it's going to be changing. So this is a really good article, and I'll post the link down below. But we've got here, we'll see a few viral games launching this year that will help onboard hundreds of thousands of new mainstream users to owning their first digital asset. These players may not know at first they're trading an NFT or spending a stable token, but over time, as they start earning crypto and seeing the benefits of more open and transparent ecosystems, they will be incentivized to dig deeper and explore more of the Web3 world. Okay, a couple of predictions here. We've got the first one, Ethereum price predicted to take off like a rocket ship, says top crypto analyst. This is from DaVinci J15. I don't know if you've seen him on Crypto. Crypto's got a good channel. DaVinci J15 is on that quite a lot. So prominent crypto trader DaVinci J15 predicts that another major rally could be in store for Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency. In his recent video with Crypto, he says that the altcoin could take off like a rocket ship. So over the last few days, the price of Ether has retraced by more than 15% expected. DaVinci J15 said that those who bought the top of the Ethereum rally should have waited for a pullback. And he said, when asked about short-term price predictions, DaVinci J15 suggested that Ether could make a sick move and reach 0.046 BTC, which is 4.6 million Satoshi. However, it might face some strong resistance at the golden ratio level at 1.618. Okay, the next prediction is remarkably accurate. Crypto trader predicts 1,022% Bitcoin bull run, but a significant short-term pullback may come first. So this is from a technical trader called Dave the Wave, and he says here, for those getting stuck or confused on the shorter term call, here's my view going forward. If you're a holder, investor, ignore the short term calls and focus on the medium to long term. Been saying that for ages, focus on the long term. Main point being a consolidation to the buy zone would set BTC up nicely for its run. So in the short term, however, the analyst says it's possible Bitcoin could continue correct down to 8,400, which we spoke about earlier. If BTC continued to correct, could see 8,400, 50% retracement along the lines of previous corrections, though on different scales. So analyst Josh Rager agrees with the short-term outlook. He said stay encouraged with any pullbacks. After multiple weeks of green, a couple of weeks of downward price action would be fine. Many were looking for the opportunity to buy it, and this could present ample opportunities. So I do agree with that. The chart, this chart here, which plots Bitcoin path using a logarithmic growth curve, shows BTC recent bull trend is well intact, with Bitcoin's recent drop below 10,000 a blip on the radar. Dave believes BTC will skyrocket to $110,000 over the next couple of years, growth of 1,022% from the current price of 9,803 at the time of publishing. So this is a growth curve that they're talking about. So again, I don't see that out with the realms of possibility as well. Okay, the last one is for XRP. XRP poised for a massive 100% rally as technical strength grows. So XRP's massive rally seen earlier this week appears to have simply been a flash in the pan, as the crypto has now retraced back below its key psychological resistance at 30 cents, opening the gates for further short-term bearishness. So Patel also notes that he does believe XRP will ultimately see some significant upwards movement momentum, with his midterm target existing at the crypto's June 2019 highs of 56 cents. So volume continues to rise, and I'm firmly of the belief that dips are for buying, with the ultimate target being the high at 56 cents from June 2019, he noted. In order for this potentially high bullish XRP rally to 56 cents to occur in the coming weeks and months, it is imperative that Bitcoin also sees some notable short-term upside. So obviously very dependent on the Bitcoin price as well. Okay, thank you very much for watching this. Really appreciate you. I know you could be doing other things, so I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this. If you like this, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and on the way out, hit that like button as well. And leave a comment down below. It'd be fantastic if you could leave a comment. I'll reply to every single comment. And remember, if you want to join the free group, there's a link down below, and the premium group, you can join that right now if you wish. There's a link down below for that as well. Would love to see you in the premium group, and you can get these kind of 10-minute spotlights I'm going to be doing this week as well, quicker than anybody else. Okay, that's it for now. Have a fantastic day, and I'll speak to you soon. Namaste.